Wow. That's a pretty wild intro there, folks. Holy crap. I didn't really know that. It's Wednesday, and I have two arms. They're fully functioning. I have severe tendonitis in both of my arms, mostly from what I've done playing music, overusing them, doing all that stuff. The last few weeks, I have been doing an excessive amount of gardening and playing as well, and it's led to, we moved 9, almost 10 yards of river rock a couple of weeks ago, plus a couple of yards out at Neil's place too. So there was a bunch of stuff going on there. And that kept me really busy, which was great because I just found out that there was Watchmen shows coming in, and that scares me even more because Watchmen shows. I've been sitting on my ass for 2 years, and now suddenly we've got Watchmen shows coming in, and the idea of that is just terrifying. Not to show themselves, just the travel and the unfamiliarity with being in the world, but also I'm so out of shape. I mean, I got out of breath going up the stairs, so. I'm using some new stuff tonight, and I'm just sending a question to see if anybody is out there. Okay, so that question has gone through to everything, and it has gone through to Facebook, and it's okay. So it's gone through everywhere. So you guys should see that now. If somebody posts a message, I want to see what's going on, because this new software is supposed to allow me to see everything that's happening, and currently it's not. So either way, I'm just talking tonight, folks. It's a whole lot of chatter. I don't know what's going on. I'm just taking it easy. I need to make sure that I'm good for when we get back out into the world. And the last few days, I've been just piling this stuff on. Kobayashi Amelts. Kobayashi Amelts, it's called. I got this stuff from Neil, and it's really good. It makes me smell like a menthol or something, but it really works. So we got 23 people here. I'm so happy that there's some people here tonight. I'm just going to Toronto's tuned in. Nice to see you. I'm going to answer questions. We're going to do some interesting stuff with a song, though. Because of the way things have been, and because I can't play tonight, I'm going to take requests, and I have a selection of old things. So this is kind of like a walk down memory lane. What do they call those shows that happen on TV where you got a recap or something? Anyway, so that's what's happening now. And apparently I've got on deck a song called Killer Cab, which I started last week with, and I really enjoyed. But this is a version with me and Mr. Grant playing it, and I hope you guys dig it. It goes just like this. Taxied up and down this town since 1954. 10 or a dozen cars, over 30 years or more. Drove the other side of midnight to the clear edge of dawn. Seen a whole lot of what wasn't right, and even more of what was wrong. Man jumps in my cab one night, I'm sitting at the stands. He slumps down in his backseat with his face down in his hands. I mumble out of town, dress is his only remark, till we're halfway out the highway, and he speaks up from the dark, and he says, I can find no comfort in this night. Taking someone's life. I remember screaming, I remember the front door slam, but I can't recall how I got all these stains upon my hands. I drop them at this dirty shack with a picture of despair. I can't remember what the meter read, if he even paid the fare. see it up and down this town since 1954. I wore out 10 or a dozen cars over 30 years or more. Drove the other side of midnight to the clear edge of dawn. Seen a whole lot of what wasn't right and even more of what was wrong. More of what was wrong. Even more of what was wrong. Even more of what was wrong. Oh, that's a nice one. We each got 1.5 mistakes there.
At least.
Yeah, no, 1.5. I was counting pretty closely. Oh, it's funny to see Mr. Grant. I haven't seen him in so long. I look forward to, in just a couple of short weeks, I got some plans coming up. Next week, I'm going to do something by the fire pit with the acoustic guitar. So I'm hoping that some of you will light your own fires as a little Canada Day thing. And my wife wanted me to do an entire Canadian night where I play all these Canadian songs and talk about bands that I was touring with from Canada and stuff. And yeah, that's all fun. It's an awful lot of songs to learn, but I think I can definitely do stories of Canadian bands and at least guarantee one authentic Canadian song. So we'll get to that next week. That'll be fun. And the week after, the 7th, that is when the band returns. My hand, Mr. Grant was cleaning his windows and he fell off a ladder, not very far. He slipped, he lost his balance. He didn't fall. His left hand is a little bit achy. And Neil fell in his koi pond and sort of landed in the bush there, which was nice too. And Steve's got young kids, so we're all hurting, and we all need some time to get back together. So next week it'll be Canadian stuff. I'll play some Canadian tunes. If anybody has any requests, send them along. Hello, Lucky Lizzie, nice to see you. Hope the kids are there. Hope everybody's good down there. And yeah. What else is? Oh, and after that, yeah. So next week, the 7th, the band returns. Now, for anybody locally, I'll start pushing it in a little bit. We're going to do the front porch on the 14th, as long as we have weather that works. So that's the 14th. If you're around Campbellford or if you want to drive up, you can, sort of put a lawn chair on the sidewalk or in the driveway or whatever. We're going to do this Whiskey Wednesday live with the full band from the front porch, and that'll be a hell of a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that. We haven't played in front of an audience in a year or more, and I guess the last time would have been. I thought there for a second that a little bit of a grasp on time and reality, and I don't. It's just that simple. Oh my! So I've got we got any questions? We did get some questions today earlier that I said I'd ask. So tonight is going to be pretty conversational, folks. Like I say, I've got a whole whack of, we've got 20 odd people hanging out here, which is cool. It's a small group. I'm open for whatever you want to talk about tonight. Send me some questions, send me some messages, some comments, whatever. Otherwise, I'll get through a few that got asked earlier. Forrest, Don, I've never called him Don in my life. Don Forrest from Big Rec asked, why Wednesday? I've been doing Wednesdays for, God, how long? An awful long time. Oh, I'll do this one here. Okay, cool. This will be fun. I've been doing Wednesdays at the pub for 11. Are we going into our 12th? We're going to our 11th. I can't remember because of the COVID year. We were just going into, I can't remember. Anyways, it's been 10 or 11 years. I'm going to have to check that before we get back to it. I used to go down to the pub every Wednesday night and just, it was my drinking time. Wednesdays were usually a good night that would be off, traveling on the throughout the weekend to the weekend and then coming back home. And Wednesdays was my night. So I would go down to the pub. It was called the Stinking Rose still. And that was where I started hanging out on Wednesday nights. And years back, Janet was bartending and Phil, who plays with Candy Mountain, a guitar player, a real cool guy, and Phil and Roxy or Foxy. Phil was managing, and he said, do you want to sort of try a residency thing? And we talked about it, and I said, well, Wednesdays is when I come to drink anyway, so give me free drinks, and we'll work it out from there. And it evolved into this thing where I started doing Wednesdays, sitting by the fireplace with my acoustic guitar, and then eventually, about 6 months later, it became a popular thing. So we did some fundraising, brought in a PA, and at that point, after that, it was a bit of a snowball. It went from just Wednesday to Fridays, Saturdays, and then they started doing Thursdays. So they had live music at this place, like Wednesday through Sunday, and John Graham supported that for years, and I've got to say that was a really cool thing. The pub has gone through some incarnations since his days, and it's currently called That Little Pub, and Mark runs it, and it's a fantastic spot. The food is great, and I'm looking forward to doing some cool things there when we get back. But the Whiskey Wednesday was just, I drank whiskey every Wednesday at this little pub, and I started playing acoustic there, and it turned into thing, and now it's been 12 years. And the beauty of it for me is I think I would like to think that because I enjoy it so much, I'd like to think that every songwriter has a place where they can go regularly and just kind of muddle through stuff. There's an entertainment factor involved, of course, because you're entertaining people, but for the most part, it's kind of just muddling through and trying out new stuff and playing some covers and working on this and that and the other thing. So the pub that I've been talking about, I actually found a video that Steve's often carries around little cameras with him, and we put out that live album last year called "Living the Dream." "Living the Dream" is kind of it comes from the song "One Frost Away," where the chorus is "Living the Dream," but the song is written about my nights at the pub and not having any weed to smoke. So you can look back into that one. But "Living the Dream" was the name of the live album that came out last year, and "Home" is on that record, which is a song written about St. John's Harbor, inspired by. And I found a video shot at the pub. So you can see, this is the tiniest pub in the world. So you can see that we take up a good half the pub, and then there's a little band around for people, and they were sitting when we were there. So it was really packed. But you get with louder bands and stuff, you get a crowd in there, and it's just a great place. Cozy. I call it my favorite living room. So I'm going to introduce you to the pub right now and let you see this video for "Home" that we shot and get a feel for what that's all about. While I'm doing this, if anybody's got any comments, come on, I can even do this cool thing where Lucky Lizzie, what did she say? Oh my God, Lucky Lizzie said, "Good evening." That's so great. So I can do this. Come on, folks, drop us some words. Here is a live video from the pub taken a while back. This is a song called "Home." Sending it out to Clark tonight too, as I often do. Cheers.
City Harbor lies behind the chain link fence. You can see it from a distance. You can even feel the wind. You can't walk out on that dock and stand beside the sea-torn freighters. Sense those stories of the lives to live within. You can't have it the way it was. Have to take it as it is. Those times have changed, those days are gone. Those days are past but not forgot. You can't stop the winds of change, forever in your mind, self-same. Oh, don't be sad. We were blessed for what we had. Those days are gone, the memories cast in stone, and I know I'm not alone, and it chills me to the bone in this place called home. You can't lose what you don't own. The deepest ties you'll ever know, right here at home. Down Water Street, the storefronts changed a few blocks north. Who'd ever blame to fight against this hurting, changing, waiting game? How many words can twist and burn like spark to hay? No further down this hurting old time road will stray. I have to take it as it is. Those times have changed, those days are gone. Those days are past but not forgot. You can't stop the winds of change, forever in your mind, self-same. Oh, don't be sad. We were blessed for what we had, and those days are gone. The memories cast in stone, and I know I'm not alone, and it chills me to the bone in this place called home. You can't lose what you don't own. The deepest ties you'll ever know. It hurts so bad to let you go, and I thought that I just came to say hello to this place called home. The city harbor lies behind the chain link fence. You can see it from a distance. You can even feel the wind.
It's kind of funny to watch this stuff. Usually, when I put things together, I'm editing, and I'm not really seeing it, because the when you get to the editing process, the art is kind of sometimes a little bit, the flow of it all is there, and just parts of it become repetitive, and you don't see it after a while. And when you go back and look at something all this time later and actually watch the whole thing, that's the other thing that we don't do very much of these days. It's kind of funny. I hope you're all doing well tonight. Thanks again for joining me. Gregory just mentioned that Winnipeg doesn't look like they're going to be open for shows yet, but it'll be soon. I certainly hope so. I know that we got the call for the Edmonton shows to start, and I've got shows starting. The Watchmen stuff is happening. There are 2 dates that have been released for the public to know about, and that's really cool. It's incredibly anxiety filled, which is really strange. But yeah, so we're going out to do Edmonton on the 20th of August. And then from there, we're going to fly possibly overnight to Regina to play at the big fair there just before the CFL game with 5440. 5440 are our old buddies of the Watchmen. We've been touring together for since before I was in the Watchmen, and a great bunch of guys there. So that'll be really nice to see them and hang out. And good to see I got some family in Regina, so I'm looking forward to that. That'll be really nice. And in Edmonton, the guy who does all my tattoos, like the Puffin, and Puffin, and my daughter's tree, which is upside down there, and he did the Ron Hines one here too. The No Love Songs, If You Please, which you can kind of see. No Love Songs, If You Please. He did all these tattoos for me, and he's a Newfoundlander, John Squires. He lives in Edmonton, so I'm looking forward to going out. My daughters are coming with me. We had to, as you all know, my situation with Allison and stuff. She still needs care, so I have to actually bring some people in for it. So the people are going to be here. So I said to the girls, well, mom's taken care of, so why don't we go on a little bit of a summer trip? So we're going out a day early, and Cassidy designed the tree, as I mentioned to you, which is upside down again, but I'm not standing up. My back hurts. So the tree over here, she's going to do a family dancing skeleton that she's working on or something. I don't know. She hasn't told me yet. So it'll be Cassidy on both sides. And Caitlin and Cassidy are planning on getting their first tattoos too. So that's exciting. And then the next day we got the Edmonton show, and then fly to Regina, play Regina. One of my cousins is getting married that day, so I might be able to get over to say hi to some family I haven't seen in a while, which would be nice. But the really cool thing is the Watchmen are back out. And also there are a couple of West Bend dates that might happen this year that were being talked about for myself and the band. There's also, with all these cheap flights going on, I looked into coming back to Newfoundland in the fall. Turns out the cheap flights don't apply for back there. And I'm still going to look at doing that because I miss all my friends back home in Welland Thomas. I saw you there a minute ago. Lovely to see you again, man. I can't wait to see you. In person. So that'll be really nice. Anyways, we've got cool things going on with the Watchmen and with myself getting out on the road, and I'll talk a little bit more after that. Again, a very chatty evening tonight. Anybody got any questions, please free to send them all through. I hope I'm getting all the questions. And let's play a song. What are we going to play? We just listened to a live version of it too, and that was cool. A lot of low end in it, but it was cool. So I'm going to play a new one that maybe the band hasn't. Play a new one with the band. This is an older one, actually. No, I'm going to play a new one. Okay. I'm playing you FMNL, which goes into Get High, which is also tentatively called Pain-Free Living. Anyways, thanks for coming out again. We're still a long ways from the finish, but I know you all have busy schedules, so I'm just saying thanks. If anybody leaves during this one, welcome to the best of the year or something. I don't know. It's not that. They have a name for it in TV land. Somebody tell me. One of my friends who work in TVs, tell me what I'm talking about. Or tell me what I think I'm talking about.
One, two.
1, 2, 3. I like to get high, I like to get higher, I like to get more high than I was before. I like to get stoned, I like to get stoneder, I like to get more stoned than I was before. 'Cause I don't have the perfect job I dreamed of. At times I can take it for a while, and sometimes I take small things for granted. Then other times all I can do is smile. I like to get high, I like to get higher, I like to get more high than I was before. I like to get stoned, I like to get stoned, I like to get more stoned than I was before. 'Cause I don't have a moment of pain-free living, and at times I can bear it for a while. And sometimes it takes away the part of me that's real, and other times all I can do is smile. I like to get high, I like to get higher, I like to get more high than I was before. I like to get stoned, I like to get stoneder, I like to get more stoned than I was before. I like to get high, I like to get higher, I like to get more high than I was before. I like to get stoned, I like to get stoneder, I like to get more stoned than I was before. To be honest, it's an uphill battle with depression, and the drugs the doctor gives me ain't so tight. Sometimes I can feel my skin is crawling, and other times bad TV can be alright. I like to get high, I like to get higher, I like to get more high than I was before. I like to get stoned, I like to get stoneder, I like to get more stoned than I was before. I like to get high, I like to get higher, I like to get more high than I was before. I like to get stoned, I like to get stoneder, I like to get more stoned than I was before. There's a song that's going to be on the new record called I Like to Get Stoned.
Or maybe I like to get...
Man, that was one crazy ass beard I had at that point. I don't know when that was, but wow, that was. I got to get back to that. I like that. I think that was just before one of those nights where I was rolling over in bed and my beard got caught behind my shoulder, and I turned my head and it would cause me a lot of pain, and I thought, no, it's got to be cut. So that was when that got trimmed. But yeah, anyway, so it's nice to revisit this stuff, man. I miss the boys. I miss these songs. I don't know how I'm going to get back to playing. Okay, so I just got past Stan's phone. We got a whole thing happening over here. So I think what's happening, just so you guys all know what's happening in my little drunken high world here. I've got phone and computer and now another phone. I thought I had all the messaging in one place, but it turns out that I've got YouTube and Twitter and a few other things over here. I've got all my Facebook people over here. So anyways, I see everybody now. Susan Burton, thank you very much. Yeah, I'm a fan of that song too. Forrest, good to see you, man. Nice to see you out. Thank you for coming by. I hope you're out of jail and doing well. Rod Nolan just said that he saw in the memories on Facebook the MS Sucks show at the Horseshoe just went by June 20th, 2019. That's crazy. I can't believe my phone didn't remind me of that. Oh, but Rod, thanks for asking. Yeah, so last year we had was it last year? No, it must have been 2 years ago. That the anniversary of the MSF show just went by. Yes, 2019. Okay, it was 2 years ago. Okay, I'm not totally insane. Yeah, what do I remember most about that show? Oh, God, that's such a hard question. The show was amazing. The artists that came out to support me and my family, and also put on an amazing rock and roll to folk and everything in between. The show was incredible. I was so blown away by everybody that just came out. They just came down with their guitars. They plugged in, played 3 or 4 songs. They got off. They drank. They hung out. They signed autographs with people. They drank in the crowd. It was the coolest anti-rock night ever with some of the greatest people I know in music. And outside of that, having my daughters there and having Music for Goats play as well as the Watchmen, and having my daughters sing at the Horseshoe for like all the Watchmen fans that I know and stuff, and the people that know me from the Watchmen and Thornley, and when they come to the Horseshoe, that pressed up against the stage mob, it was that night, and being there with my 2 daughters, and there's some pictures from that night too of the 3 of us singing, and Mr. Grant and Neil off on the side and Steve in the back, and it was just a beautiful, beautiful night. Yeah, I don't know. I think about it a lot, because it's I get reminded a lot about what's happening with Allison because of my phone and because it's always on my mind. And I'm always looking for benchmarks. And on this type of a journey, there are no benchmarks that can be measured in short periods. It's like every 3 months or every 6 months. And the doctors can see stuff on a cellular level, of course, but I can't, so I don't know. But so it's all benchmarks and moving forward. And when I think about how it was 2 years ago and what we were going through, and the people that came together to help, even Craig and the gang at the Horseshoe, they were so, just like bringing extra beer for everybody. And, at the end of the night, they were just like, it's all good, Ken. And, it was just amazing. It was just amazing. It was a great night. I got to see a lot of my friends, a lot of my family, during a time where I was already in isolation with Allison. She wasn't there, and I was living in a bubble. So it's really weird too to be around all these people, but I don't know. It was just a wonderful night. Yeah. So that's a long answer to that question, Rod. But yeah, what a great show that was. Just a beautiful, beautiful time. Good to see you, Deb. Vocal influences. Okay, well, Forrest, that's a weird one. I tell you, like when I first started singing, because I sang backups in the Watchmen, and I sang backups with Thornley, and that was a different thing. With Thornley, like Ian has his own vocal style as well, and he would, what's the right way to say it? He would. he would push us to sing in a certain way, to kind of scream and, sort of the whole sort of throat tearing thing. And I got quite good at it. It was painful, and it was something that I got to be quite good at, and I can still sort of scream out a high note, which is nice. But when it came to doing my songs, and when I first started recording, that first record, I went in with John Wynot, who well, Forrest, and I went in with John, and we, I just started going through stuff, and I realized that I was trying to sing like Ian or Danny, because I'd played bass for over 2 decades with them, and that was the way that I thought you sang. Danny has and Danny's voice is silky and rough all at the same time, and I mean, I can listen to Danny, sing the Yellow Pages in a phone booth, and I can do it for a long time because he's got a beautiful voice. So the first few years that I was singing like those guys, or I was trying to sing like those guys. And then when I'd go to my influences, it was like, oh, Peter Gabriel, I love the way he sings. It's like, okay, who am I comparing myself to now? So you kind of defeat yourself, or I did. I kind of defeated myself when I first started singing. And even the guy from Now Magazine recognized it when, that no star review that he gave me in my first album, the one sentence that started it off, I think, was "Dude can't sing." And I mean, I didn't know much about singing, and I always, like, when I did do stuff that sort of felt normal, I used to get a lot of the "oh, you sing like Bob Dylan," and I'm like, okay, isn't he one of the worst singers in the world? I love Bob Dylan. I think he's one of the best. But when it comes to sort of singing on pitch and with phrase and diction, it's he misses the mark at times. But that's what makes it beautiful. So maybe that's something I do too. I don't know. There's a friend of mine, Brian Finley and Donna Bennett. They kind of operate West Bend up here, and Donna's an opera singer and Brian's a classical piano player. And when I was just after I did No Dark, No Light, I went to hang out with them for a day, and I asked them to put aside a couple hours because I wanted Donna to hear my voice and see what my range should be in my key, because I'd never really picked that stuff before. And Donna kind of found a place, Brian played piano, and Donna had me sing things along with it. And she found a place that kind of, where my voice, I could sort of do all of the melodies that I was hearing and melodies and songs that I was singing. So, the sort of typical melody range that I would work in, or that most singers would work in pop or folk music. And she kind of just put me in the right key with it. And then it was a matter of taking all these songs that I knew and changing the key, either in changing the chords or capo placement. But I mean, influences, I still listen to the stuff that's wrong, the stuff that's like Frank Black from the Pixies, Jello Biafra from the Dead Kennedys, Bob Dylan, Nick Drake, Alt J. Alt J is an electronic band that aren't an electronic band. Sorry, they sound very electronic, but they're actually very real. I've seen them, and they're amazing too. But all these people are stuff that to me doesn't sound like other things. So combination of a lifetime of listening to stuff that doesn't sound like other things. And I'm just now in my 50s, just starting to feel like my voice. Forrest, you included. I mean, the times that we spent on the road, those months that turned into years, and listening to, Danny and Ian and Miles Kennedy. Miles was in his opening the whole show. Miles Kennedy played with a band called the Mayfield Four. And now he sings for Slash. He's got like this amazing high rock star voice. It's incredible. But that was my main sort of thing, So I can't say they were my inspirations, but they were what I aspired to. And I think the inspirations in 10 or 15 years of struggling to find my own voice has fallen back to the stuff that's it just has a certain realness to it, and a real sincerity, and a rawness, or a mistaken quality. I don't even know what it is. I don't know. I remember talking to Bob Lamois, who recently passed away. We were going to do some recording together a few years back, and we both got sidetracked by projects. But I talked to him for months on end, and the one thing he kept saying to me is, it's just like, try and find the imperfections. Like, don't play everything so perfect, or stop playing everything so perfect, and just, it's got to be a feel. It's got to be, the stuff that I knew about bass playing, he knew about songwriting. So, all of these things have impacted. I can't say there's a singer that I looked up to. I never wanted to be a singer. I wanted to be a bass player. The singing thing just happened because all the singers that I was working with weren't. They sang a different style. I wanted to be a part of a narrative songwriting structure, and it didn't happen there. So, I don't know. I hope that answers that question for us. Okay, we're getting lots of questions here, so I'm just going to keep chatting. We'll play another song in a little bit, but this is all cool. Okay, so Lorna, first time at the horse. Yeah, man, it was so much fun. It was so much funny. Watchman question: is there a reason why "Shut Up" is not played? Did someone not like it? No, actually, we all really liked that song, but it was it was kind of. I guess for me, it was kind of my follow-up to Lusitana, because on the first record we had Lusitana, and it was a sound that I had been working on, the open 3-string open ringing bass chord that cycles through a set of chords that a melody then follows. And Lusitana was a wonderful example of how that could work. And I pushed. When we were writing the next record, I was pushing and pushing and pushing to find something that would inspire that same thing. And I came up with that pattern, and it was really, really hard to do. My hand would be contorted, and one of the chords sort of was like this, and it was so much muscle pain. But we recorded it, and it sounded great. And then when it came to playing it live, it was just, I don't know. I worked really hard, and I got it, so I was comfortable with it. But it didn't have enough stay power to there's the A-list songs that have to be in the set, and there's the B-list songs that should be in the set. And then as you move on down, you get into the deeper and deeper cuts. And is anybody going to know this song? And when you combine, sort of some nights we'd put it in the set list, and I'd be like, oh shit, guys, my hand's really hurting tonight. We got to take that out. So once that happens a couple times and it's not quite on the top of the list, it just kind of stops getting brought up. We did try and bring it out again recently a few years ago, but I think my left hand was in a sling. Yeah, it's a great tune. It's a hard bass line. It's a hard bass line. Hey, Teddy. Good to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well out there on the road. Teddy Rose just dropping in here for a break. He's got a new album out called 16 Gears. Is 16 Gears? Is that what you truckers are running? 16 Gears? Anyways, it's a great record. He sent it to me before it came out. I was honored to get to listen to it, and a really, really cool record. Cool. Okay, well, that's it for over there, and that's it for here. So we're going to get into a song now. Oh, we're still having people here, too. Excellent. I'm having fun. I hope you're having fun. Make yourself a drink. Let me see what I want to play. Oh, you know what I want to play for you? I'm going to play this one here. This isn't a live tune, but I want to play this one anyways. This is a video for Brown Eyed Girl, which was recorded for All Together Now, the new record. And Brown Eyed Girl, the video was done by Rayon Holoboff, and she created one of her marvelous dames in real time and recorded the process on film, mixed it with some memories and some ideas about when we hung out together 30 years ago, and created this cool video. So here's a little Brown-Eyed Girl for y'all. See if this works. Chick, chick.
When the rains came down in the hollow so slow, going down the old line, transistor radio, standing in the sunlight laughing, hide behind a rainbow's wall, slipping and sliding all along the waterfall with you, my brown-eyed girl. You, my brown-eyed girl. Do you remember when we used to sing sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la la 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 to die. So hard to find my way now that I'm on my own. I saw you just the other day. My, how you have grown. Cast my memory back there, Lord. Sometimes I'm overcome thinking about it. Making love in the green grass behind the stadium with you, my brown-eyed girl. You, my brown-eyed girl. Do you remember when we used to sing
Oh, man, that's so cool. Oh, there's the band that played on it. Graham Lindsay sent me a hat. I got it today. Where is it? Oh, I laid it down. I thought I had. Oh, sorry. Okay, so that's all good. I'm going to close that one there out. Then I can come back up big on screen. You can hear me. Everything is good. I just sent out some shameless plugs. I know. It's horrible. I hate to do it. It's a cash thing. I'm telling you that I have something that you might want, and you have cash that I might want. And if you give me your cash, I'll give you the thing it is that you might want. I got these couple flags. Okay, hold on. Into a new part of the. Oh, check this out. So this is Cassidy. So nice enough to model today, but she hated it. There she goes. Look, I'm going to get rid of me. So disappear. I had the really big ones, and then I got rid of the really big ones, and I got smaller ones. So these are 3x3, so you can see how big Cassidy is. Yeah, so using Cassidy as scale, you can see it's from her kneecaps to her chin. There's a Whiskey Wednesday one. It's 30, and there's an All Together Now one that's 30, and there's a Whiskey Wednesday special that I'll run every week. Well, I'm running tonight. Sorry, that's bad marketing. I'm not going to run it every week. Then it wouldn't be a special. Well, no, it's a Wednesday special. Anyways, $55 for the two of them, shipping included. So that's what those horrible links were that showed up in your feed a second ago when you went, oh my God, what's this spammy advertising shit? Anyways, that's it for the spammy advertising. So I'm going to hide this. And I want to show again the finished product. This is the Dame. This is Rand's finished Dame that she did for the brown-eyed girl, and I love it. And that's going to be on. That's going to be on display at a gallery. I'll put the information. I don't have it with me at this second, but it's coming up in February 2022, and I'll be talking all about that as that comes along as well. So thanks for all that. Thanks for everything. We're having a grand old time. Thanks for sticking around. There's actually, I'm just sort of looking. There's I got the split now here, so I've got everything I think under control, sort of, as much as it can be. I want to talk about a few things today. WestJet. Do I really want to talk about WestJet? I have to complain, but that's going to eat up a lot of time. I don't really want to give them the promotional. That's not really promotional if I'm talking about their name. But anyways, I had a lot of fun with WestJet today. Maybe you can read about it on my Facebook page and drop a line there if you think you got something to say about it. Anyways, I still haven't made the change, and I'll keep you all posted on that because that's the way my world is going. The banners we talked about, Watchmen we talked about. We just talked about Brown Eyed Girl. Thanks to Riley Cawthorne as well for helping Rayanne out with that video. Riley's a student who just graduated out in Vancouver or in BC somewhere. I don't know if it was actually Vancouver. But she helped Rayanne with that video, and what a treat it was to get back together and do that. We've got another video coming out. We've got the video for Mad World that Marcel Levandier did the video for, and that one's very cool. And then we've got the Tim Lee one for Don't Think Twice, which is also awesome. And we have a few coming up. Jake Thompson from back home in St. John's. He's a puppeteer. You'll know him if you're back home. He does an amazing puppet show, and he does the news and stuff. So he's doing one for Police on My Back. So that'll be a fun one, a little clash with some puppets. Somebody asked me a question earlier, and it kind of relates to this, seeing as how I'm chatting about it. They said, John Cashin's album of covers, mechanical licenses. Okay, yeah, album of covers. How do you do an album of covers was his question. I had a similar question today from Jesse McNeil, a young chap, musician here in Campbellford. Was looking to maybe do an album of some covers. There's a few expenses that you've got to get into your head before you even attempt it. The first one is mechanical licenses. You need to contact the CMRRA or a company like Easy Song Licensing, and it'll either be like with Easy Song, I think it's a flat rate they charge per song you put in how many units you plan on pressing, if it's CDs, vinyl, and how many digital units you plan on moving. And then you buy the license for that many units. So essentially the artists are getting their royalties, every time a song gets played somewhere, somebody has to pay for that, right? At the hockey game, when you hear, the AC/DC guitar riffs, if it goes over, I think it's 6 seconds, there's a royalty that has to be paid, and somebody counts all that and makes sure that everybody gets their pennies. So when you're doing an album of somebody else's songs, you may have to get permissions depending on how the song's publishing is set up. But for most people, you can buy a mechanical license depending on what the mechanical rate is. It could be I don't know how they do it, but it's like 63 cents. So if you're doing per song, per 1,000, depending on whether it's CD or vinyl, it changes too. So when I did the vinyl run recently, I bought the mechanicals, and I think it worked out to be about just a little bit over 100 a song. So for 12 songs, it was 1,200, and then there was taxes and some other shit on top of that. So that's one thing that you can't get around, because when you go to your person, your plant who's going to make your record for you, be it CD Baby or be it, if you're working with CD Baby, when you put in your song titles and you upload your songs, you have to put in codes that prove that you have bought the mechanical license. And the same thing if you go to a CD duplicating plant, they won't run you 1,000 CDs if there's a cover song on your album and you don't have proof of a mechanical license. But that is how you do it. You can contact the CMRRA. They have lots of information on their website. Or like I say, Easy Song Licensing or one of those things. CD Baby is really good at helping out with all that stuff. So that's another good place to look at. And I do have an affiliation with them. I'll say that. I mean, I've been using them for years, but a friend of mine now works for their Canadian office. So yeah, I mean, when I say CD Baby, it's because I use them, but it's also because they're friends. So we're going to do the fire pit for Canada today. That'll be fun. Looking forward to that. Hey, Clark, did you get the trucker hats restocked? No, man. I do have a Music for Goats hat for you, but it's not a trucker hat, but I've got more truckers coming. I did find 8 of these the other day, and I wore one 2 weeks ago when I was playing, and somebody called me or somebody emailed and asked if I had any of these for sale. I do. They're $20. Send me a message if you want one of those, because I don't have them up on the site yet. Clark, I've also got your vinyl, man. This beauty here. Clark's already paid for his, but I'm holding on to it till I see him because he's in the middle of nowhere. Anyways, this is what the vinyl looks like. It looks like this, the upside down version on the back, of course. You can get that over on the website and stuff too. Blah, blah, blah. It's a whole lot of selling. Oh, God. Clark, yeah, I'd love to have a FaceTime soon, man. Let me know when you can do that, and we'll have a chat. I'd like to do that for sure. Front porch show on the 14th. That's coming up as well. I'm thinking maybe playing a song. Sometimes you just need a little bit of this. I had a lot of fun doing this. When did I do it? I've done it twice. The Reverend Ken thing, and I hope you enjoy this. This is something I do every now and again on a Sunday, and I think I'll probably have another one soon enough. But this is an old tune. Check this out.
There's a song called Lord, Build Me a Cabin in the Corner of Glory Land. Many years I've been looking for a place to call home, but I still didn't find it, so I must travel on. I don't care for fine mansions on earth's sinking sand. Lord, build me a cabin in the corner of Glory Land. Lord, build me a cabin in the corner of Glory Land, in the shade of the tree of life, that it may ever stand, where I can just hear the angels sing and shake Jesus' hand. Lord, build me a cabin in the corner of Glory Land. Lord, listen, I'm not asking to live in the mist, for I know I'm not worthy for such splendor as this. When I ask Him for mercy while humbly I stand, Lord, build me a cabin in the corner of Glory Land. Lord, build me a cabin in the corner of Glory Land, in the shade of the tree of life, that it may ever stand, and I can just hear the angels sing and shake Jesus' hand. Lord, build me a cabin in the corner of Glory Land. I've many dear loved ones who's gone on this way. On the grapevine of morning shall I hear them say, come join me and be in our band. Lord, build me a cabin in the corner of Glory Land. Lord, build me a cabin in the corner of Glory Land, in the shade of the tree of life, that it may ever stand, where I can just hear the angels sing and shake Jesus' hand. Lord, build me a cabin in the corner of Glory Land. Lord, build me a cabin in the corner of Glory Land. Lord, build me a cabin in the corner of Glory Land.
Hey, there we go. I got my mic back on. That is funny. That is. Oh my, what a trip tonight is. Yeah, my arm is feeling so much better. I feel like I could play, but I just don't want to take a chance, Anyways, we got Mike. We got that. Hope everybody's good. This thing is turned into full screen. There we go. Got that back. Swipe left to reveal comments. Oh, there we go. You're back again there, folks. Nice to see you all. So is anything new out there? Anybody got any news to share? I can see over here. It's been... sorry about that ad back there, by the way, in the middle of that beautiful gospel tune. I didn't realize that was a different cut that I'd made for an advertising purpose for the Sunday show. And I quite like that. I tipped off today about Working Class Hero. I should have that. Okay, yeah. I know what I'm going to do. I know what's coming up next, too. You guys probably do now because I just said the name of the song. Yeah, let's see if we can get this one playing. Oh, when was this? Oh, this should be interesting. So I have the band coming up for a tune here now, and this was when we were doing Working Class Hero. I believe I dedicated this to Sammy. I usually would with anything of this ilk. So I'm gonna send this one out to somebody else tonight. Anyways, no, I'm gonna send this one out to Ron, Chris, Danny, and Matt. Those are the four guys who sang with me on the album. Really great voices there. Check it out on Spotify or however you consume your music. But last year, sometime when I had my head shaved pretty short, I decided to do a show without
We'll never tell
that. I don't know why. Anyways, a version of Working Class Hero.
Soon as you're born, they may feel small by giving you no time instead of it all, till the pain is so big you feel nothing at all. A working class hero is something to be. A working class hero is something to be. They hurt you at home and they hit you at school. They hate you if you're clever and they despise a fool. Till you're so fucking crazy you can't follow their rules. A working class hero is something to be. A working class hero is something to be. When they tortured and scared you for 20-odd years, and then they expect you to pick a career, but you can't really function, you're so full of fear. A working class hero is something to be. Working class hero is something to be. Keep your dope with religion, your sex and TV. You think you're so clever and classless and free, but you're still fucking peasants as far as I can see. A working class hero is something to be. Working class hero is something to be. There's a room at the top, they're telling you still, but first you must learn how to smile as you kill. If you want to be like the folks on the hill. A working class hero is something to be. A working class hero is something to be. a hero, well, just follow me.
I am again. I think that was around Christmas time, if I'm right. I seem to remember that was around the time that we recorded and released that crazy Christmas record. Thanks to everybody who bought that, by the way. I hope you had fun with it. I know I had fun making it. I know that Mr. Grant is particularly excited for the follow up next year. He was thrilled to be doing that. Forrest taking off. John Shisher. Yes, thank you, John. Yeah, you're right. You know, the Whiskey Wednesdays have kept me mentally sane for being stage worthy for sure. Because there's a certain something about these Wednesdays that is as involved as a performance in a live venue as well. So, yeah, I appreciate that their support, and John, I certainly hope I will be okay as soon as I step on stage. I'm sure I will. Mentally, I'll be fine. I'm just thinking of my body. It's been a couple of years sitting on my ass, but I'm swimming in the days, and I'm trying to get my swimming time past 2.5 minutes before I have to sort of stop because I'm out of breath. I'm just kidding. I can do more than 2.5 minutes. I'm almost up to 6. Just kidding. No, I'm so excited to get back out on the road. I really am. I'm terrified for. I think Sammy commented on that on Twitter because I had said that I'm sort of scared of getting back out in the world. Yeah, it's the world. It's the COVID thing was part of it for me, but I was also in a bubble the year before that. The year before that, I only kind of was away from Allison's side maybe days for a couple of special Watchmen shows, and one of them was the fundraiser, and the other one was a show in Edmonton, I think. It was a couple things, but for the most part, I was. So the idea of kind of just suddenly like, okay, let's get back to this is. Yeah, it's just an interesting thing, But I have OCD and generalized anxiety, so it might be an increase in medication or a more balanced medication with consumables. I don't know. We'll see. But I know I'm going to be in Edmonton, and I'm going to be in Regina, and I am going to have a lot of fun. Okay, so this is something I've been thinking about. I don't have it clear in my head yet, but Allison's big on this. She thinks this would be a big thing, and I do as well. Whiskey Wednesday on the road. So I've got Whiskey Wednesday sorted now, so I can do it in a variety of settings. I can do it with full band and a board and have everything mixed together and have it all sounding cool and punchy. I can do it with one microphone or 3 microphones and the band. I can do it with a microphone in a really portable situation on my own. And what I'm thinking is when I'm out in the world, if I'm in a place and there's a night that I have off and somebody wants to be the promoter, like these house party things are really popular. I've done a lot of them. There's a network through Canada and the States of house concert promoters and people that have like built stages in their houses and stuff, and they regularly have artists perform there. And that's really cool. I like doing that. But the other thing is for, if you there's a few people, John in Buffalo and a few other people down south of the border, like, come on down. I'm like, so what I'm saying now is, well, if you got a friend who owns a bar or a pub or a restaurant or a venue or anything, talk to him, say, can we get it, or her, and say, can we get it for a night? And talk to me about coming down, and you get to be the promoter. You can do what you want. I know it's a weird ass thing to do, but we're talking small scale too, right? These are like for sort of private-y things, because I'm liking this small, intimate thing. Anyways, it could be a house party. It could be something different than a house party. This is where we can talk about things. So if I'm coming to town, and if you're thinking about a date and it's something that can happen, these are the type of things that are creeping around my brain in this new world and this new age, or sort of new way of doing things, and I'm enjoying more and more working directly with people. So if you've got your favorite little bar in your town and the person who books the bands there, you might want to say, hey, I want to bring Ken and the band in for the night. Talk to them about what they can do, and then you talk to your friends and get a little network going, and we get the bar hopping, and you get to be the promoter for the night. You MC the band, you control the guest list, all that stuff. I think it'd be fun. I don't know. It might be a fucking nightmare. I made some changes to my career a few years ago, and I was told for the first time in my life, I heard the term career suicide, and I've never looked back. So, anyways, it's something I'm thinking about. If there's anybody out there from Alberta who might be interested in doing something like this, because we're out, I might be in Alberta a fair bit, also some Newfoundland stuff, anywhere really. I'm looking to start moving around next year. This isn't immediate. And it's also sort of it's a work in progress, a beta, if you will. And this is the beta of the future of touring for me and nobody else. This is only something that I will do. And friends of Whiskey Wednesday, of course, have Whiskey Wednesday in your house. I'm not sure if there's people close that want to have Whiskey Wednesday in their house, but like I say, it's easy for me to bring the small setup and a guitar. And, I'm not talking immediately either. I know we're still COVID. We're not out of the bushes. I know that. I'm just saying, let's start thinking about it for when we get out of the bushes. I'm being positive, hopeful. I don't do it very often. What happens when I don't play? See, I talk positivity and hope, and then I go to these songs and they're all dark and they're sad. And let me find a nice dark, sad song for you. No, I'm going to play something cool. You guys will like this one a lot. So one of the great things about Whiskey Wednesday, and I hope this video plays, one of the great things about Whiskey Wednesday for me is including my girls. I love having them on the show with me. I love it when they play. I saw this video earlier. I didn't watch it. I don't know what it sounds like, but here come the girls. Oh, my guitar's a little out of tune. Sorry. Okay, girls, here you go.
2 a.m. and she calls me 'cause I'm still awake. Can you help me unravel my latest mistakes? I don't love him. Winter just wasn't my season. Yeah, we walk through the door so accusing, their eyes like they have any right at all to criticize hypocrites. They're all just here for the same reason. 'Cause you can't jump the tracks. We're like cars on a cable, and life's like an hourglass glued to a table. No one can find the rewind button, girl. Cradle your head in your hand and breathe. Just breathe. Oh, breathe. Just breathe. May he turn 21 on the base for bliss. Just today he sat down to the flask in his fist. Ain't been sober since maybe October of last year. Here in town you can tell he's been down for a while, but my God, it's so beautiful when the boy smiles. Wanna hold him, maybe I'll just sing about it. 'Cause you life it belongs to. And I feel I'm naked in front of the crowd, 'cause these words are my diary screaming out loud. And I know that you'll use them however you want to. 'Cause you can't jump the tracks, we're like cars on a cable, and life's like an hourglass put to a table. No one can find a rewind, but now sing it if you understand. And breathe, just breathe. Oh, breathe, just breathe. Oh, breathe, just breathe. Oh, breathe, just breathe.
What do you think of that, Cassidy? Cassidy's just finishing work, and then she's down making herself some dinner or something. No, she's just got the bottle of whiskey there. No, I'm just kidding. Making tea for yourself? You take making tea for mommy.
For me?
Making tea for you. Cool. I've gotten big on tea here in the family again, which is nice. Side door access, John Cashin. Yeah, Dan Mangan. Side door access is great. I've been talking a little bit with Laura about trying to put together some kind of a special event for an All Together Now release. If I can find a way to incorporate some people who are on the project, maybe do something where we talk like I'm doing now. Again, this new software that I'm using has a chat or has a guest feature. Like right now, I could send somebody a guest request link, and then they could press it and show up on my screen. I might try that next week with somebody if I can get somebody to do that. Yes, Deborah, it is nice, isn't it? How are you doing? It's good to see you, my friend. So yeah, we're gonna keep evolving here. Things are changing all the time. What else do I got to say? What time is it? It's getting, oh my God, it's 9:14. Oh, I can't believe how much energy I have from not playing and not having the stress of playing. Okay, so I just want to see what I've got. I'm going to play another song for you to close out the night. But before we get to that, if anybody has any requests, throw it up and I'll see what I can find. Al Petman, we're doing a video with Al as well. Those of you who know Al's work and know the album, okay, here's something. For those of you who are kind of, know the record a bit. If you're on Facebook, check out Al Petman. If you're not on Facebook, if you're just on a web browser, I think it's justaclick.com photography. Al Petman, type that in, you'll find him as well. He's an amazing rock and roll photographer. He's done great stuff, but he also does really cool nature and lighting photography. And he's been living up here the last few years, and he's a friend. No, I know him. Yeah, we're friends. I like him. Yeah, I think he's a friend. Somebody I'd like to spend more time with. His photography is brilliant. He's a really nice guy. And he's a musician too. So, I think he got here just before I kind of disappeared. So we've overlapped a little bit. Anyways, he's submitted me some photos. So anybody up here who knows Al and you know the record, suggest what songs could be paired together for him, for his artwork to be used for a video. I think that'd be a really neat thing. And what else was there? Canada Day is good. We did all that. I think I answered all the questions. Oh yeah, Derek, the last question of the night. Derek said, if you could retire, would you? I don't know that, well, if I could, okay, I can't. So I've never really thought about retirement. I do have to say, at 50 to be having aches and pains in the body worries me a little bit, because I did always just kind of think that, like other people I know, I would be playing until I died. That's just kind of what I think I was going to do. You know, I'm not looking to be touring the world and doing massive things for the rest of my life, but I don't know. I have no idea what's coming down the pipe. I know that every day that I get to play music and get to be creative and get to hang out with people that I like and do things that I enjoy, it's a fucking huge win for me. Because there's other factors in the world that aren't huge wins. So, you know, that's what balances it out. If I could retire, like I guess what that would mean, like if somebody was to say, you can let him out, Neil. That's Jack. That's Teddy. Sorry, he's just being a dick. Neil's just going to open the door there and let him out. Yeah, if I could retire, well, I don't know what that would mean. Like, does retirement mean that you get $200 a week for the rest, or does it mean you get $1,000 for the rest of your life, or does it mean that you have so much money that you never need to worry about buying anything again? I have no idea what any of those things would mean. I don't know. I don't know from those type of numbers and those type of existences. I'm just doing what I do, and you know, I wouldn't want to stop it either. You know, I hope my arms keep up. I'm going to pick a last song for the night. What do I got here? I love this. I love being able to do this. I think I'd like to play. I know what I'd like to play. This one is good. Listen to me. This is one. And then if anybody has any last questions, I played home earlier, Clark, but I will. I don't know. I don't have the video. I have the live version that I played earlier, but I've got this one queued up. We can all relate to this one in one way or another, man. Clark, again, this is song number 2 for you tonight. I dedicated home to you earlier, and I'm going to dedicate this one to you now, song number 2. This is like, am I a DJ? Am I a stone guy at his table? Am I a musician? I don't know what it is tonight. This is just weird. For those of you in podcast land, all the pod people, thank you very much for tuning in to Whiskey Wednesday, Living the Dream with Ken Tizzard and sometimes music for goats. If you're listening at home or in your car, I hope you've had a good time. I hope you've enjoyed the tunes. And I really look forward to next week being able to play some Canadian tunes for you and having my arm back in good shape and getting ready for the Watchmen shows, and coming out to see you, and anybody in Edmonton who might want to do one of these be a promoter things, talk to me. We'll see what's going on. What was I playing? This one. Okay, we'll talk to you in a few secs.
Last night I broke the seal on a Jim Beam decanter that looked like Elvis. I soaked the label off a Flintstone jelly bean jar. Table that you left me, pulled me up a big old piece of floor. I pulled the head off Elvis. I feel fed up to his pelvis. Yabba dabba doo, the king is gone. So are you. Round about 10 we all got to talking about Bedrock, Graceland and such. Conversation finally turned to women.
Well, thank you, boys. That was fun. That was a nice little trip.
There we go. Yeah, thank you, boys. That was fun. That's a nice little trip. Okay, so in closing, thank you for sticking around. I hope everybody's doing well. It's going to be weirder and weirder as we get out because people are excited. I know I am, and I want to go do things that are just chomping at the bit to do. But it's going to be a ways to get fully back to something that we feel might be comfortable. So people are still going to be a little bit not weird, just just to expect odd behavior. And give people a lot of space and, try and be nice and be kind and stay clean and all that stuff. It's been another wonderful Whiskey Wednesday. Thank you very much. I know this has been a weird one, just listening to me talk and play some videos, but thanks to yourselves and those that have hung out for the last year and a half, I have the videos and the capability to do this, so it's nice to hang out with y'all and just spend some time together. So again, thank you very much. We will be seeing you in person soon enough, and until then, Whiskey Wednesday comes out tomorrow's podcast. Check it out, and we'll see you next week. Cheers. I find the button that ends this thing here now. I think it might be this one. Let's see what happens. Cheers.